In this quick tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to use a button in Flash to navigate between one section of a Flash file to another section, from one frame to another frame, or we might actually talk about going from one page to another page. So it's just a button that can go from one page to another page. I'll give you a quick example of something I've done before. So here is a home page. If I click on the This button, it'll actually go to this page here. If I click on the This button, it'll go to this page here, and then it'll go to that page here. You'll notice that how I'm doing this, I've created a layer in my Flash movie called Labels, and I've actually given each one a name. And when I actually click that button, it'll actually go to that section of the Flash movie, and that will go from here. So I'll click here, go here, and when I click there, it'll go to this section. When I click on this button here, it'll go here, and it'll go there. Right, so I just want to show you how to just do one button and click to the next frame. Alright, so here I've created a movie, and I've just created two layers. I've created an actions layer where my code will go, and I've got a backgrounds layer. I'm just going to create one more layer. I'm going to, in this layer here, I'm going to actually call this Labels. Doesn't really matter where you put it, but I'm going to put it right at the top like I did the other one. So Labels, I'm going to put it right at the top. So that's where my labels are going. So I've got background layer there. There's nothing in it so far, and it's actually 20 frames long. What I want to do about halfway through, about here in my backgrounds layer, I'm going to hit F6. And in my labels layer, I'm going to hit F6. In my actions zone, I'm going to hit F6. So that creates a keyframe. So I've broken this movie up into two sections, from frame 1 to frame 10, from frame 10 to frame 20. So what I want to do now is just have a little home page, and I want to go to another page called Genres where you can pick different songs. So first thing I want to do in this section here, my background, this is where my graphics will go. I'm going to create, just for Word, I'm going to write the word home, just so I know where I am. I'm in the home section of the movie here. I'm going to go here at frame 10. I'm going to create another text file, and I'm going to write the word genre. So here's what we've got: home, and then I go to genre here. Now in my label section, I'm going to write the same words. So I click on my labels layer, frame number 1, right there. And what I write here, I can write the word home, so we know we're home. And here I'm going to write in the word genre. So I've actually labelled the sections of the movie, and you'll see a little flag will come up to show it's a label, and you can see the word home and the word genre. So let's see what happens if I play this movie now. Go Control Enter. You'll notice it's switching between home and genre all the time. That's because what happens in Flash is that it continually goes around a loop. It detects how long the movie is, and it'll go up here and it'll stop. So that's not really ideal. We don't want our app to be flashing through different sections all the time. We want it to actually stop until we actually tell it to move. So first thing I want to do in my actions layer is I'm going to add one line of code. And here's a line of code. It's very simple. I just put in the word stop, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon, and that will stop the movie going forward. So now what happens if I play that movie again, it just goes to home. And it will stay on home until we tell it to move somewhere else. Alright, that's fine. Now what I want to do is create a button, and my button that I create, I want to actually create a button that's going to have the word genre on it, and I'll take you to the word genre. Now we can create all sorts of buttons, but there's some nice buttons here in the common library, so I'll show you how to find that. If you go up to here in Flash, you go to common libraries in Windows, common libraries, you go buttons, and it's come up here for me. And I've got a button bar. So I like this blue one. I'm going to drag that to the library here. So you'll see that I've just got that blue bar there. So what I want to do now with this one is actually I'm going to drag this. I'm going to create another layer. This layer here I'm going to create, it's going to be called buttons. So I'm going to drag that button over here in the buttons layer, and it's going to be called buttons. Now I don't want it to go all the way right to here, so I'm going to create a F6, and I'm going to actually delete that there. So I just want that button to appear just on this page. So I've got home and I hit enter. I'm going to go here. How do you change text in a button in Flash? What you do is you can double click. You'll see I've got a layer here called text. If I click onto that text, you'll see that text highlights. I enter that word, then enter the word genre. I click away. So that's genre now. So I've got, here's my button now. So I come back here, I'm in home, so I click on the button here. So I've got a button now, I've got two sections, and I've got labels, and I've got a bit of ActionScript there as well. Just to make sure that you know what ActionScript it is. This one here I actually typed in the word stop. As simple as that. That stops the movie from cycling. Okay, now get the ActionScript to work. What I need to do, I don't need another bit of text here. What I need to do is click on the actual button itself. Properties, I have to give that button an instance name. It says it's a button because I dragged it from the library. I've got to give this button, we're going to say BTN for button, and I'm just going to call it genre. So it's going to go to the genre section of the Flash movie. Alright, so now I've got it with an instance name. Now I can code the button up. What I do now is in ActionScript, I've already got stop to stop it going too far forward. I'm going to write BTN genre, because it's the name of the button, on release. So it's on release, I think it's a capital R, I haven't quite got the code right, there we go. On release, and I'm just going to sneak and have a bit of a sneaky look at the code that I've got. And here it is here. So on release equals function. Alright. Let's put this back here where I am and I'll explain it. So on release. Okay. On release equals function. So what we do is we call a function, on release equals function. Remember I've got the brace there, I call it curly bracket. The button name on release, the button is called BTN genre, that's the instance name. On release, in other words when we release the button, function. What do we want to happen? Well, what I want to happen is go to, now see this go to, and we put in the word, I think it's stop like that, there it is. Go to and stop, open bracket. Now I've got this section of the Flash movie called genre, so I'm going to write that in. Genre. So that's actually with a capital G, so I'll have to put a capital G in there. So go to and stop, so it'll actually stop, it won't go any further. I could even go to and play, that'll go right to the end, but I want to stop there. It'll go to that section and it should stop. So let's see if it works. Alright, so I've got home, click, I'm in my genre section, and it doesn't go any further, and that's how you create a button. I just want to try the code. What would happen if I said go to and play? Right, so now I'll do that. Genre, click here, and then it'll go back to here because it'll keep on going through the movie. So what we have to do is, the script says go to and stop. So here I'm in my genre section. I've gone to here. So it would be also a good idea, once I've got to this section, now I'm in my genre section, to have a button that maybe said home. So what I would do is I might go up here, and go to Windows again, and I might go to buttons, and I liked that button bar, so I'll click here. I might just give it a different colour, just be a bit different. I'm going to drag that to there. Alright, you could rename it here if you want it to be a bit clearer. What I want to do in my genre section, I'll make sure I'm in my buttons layer over here. I drag that to here. Right, here it is here. Remember, if I want to change the text, I can just do that. Now my text layer here, I'm going to write the word home. So I can go back home. So now I'm home. So if you have a look here, I've got genre and home. I'll go back home when I click that button. To make it work in ActionScript, I've got to click onto this. I go to Properties. I'm going to call it BTN, and I'm going to write home. So whenever I click onto this button, it'll go here if I've got to give it the right code. So in ActionScript, I click here. Now let's have a look at what the code says so far in this frame here. We haven't got any code, so it's blank. First thing I would do is I'm going to write the word stop. It doesn't go forward. And then we can just use the code that I've got here. We can just change the word around. So then I can go to that section here. So this one is BT home instead of genre. So I write home. And then I can go to and stop. Instead of it being genre, it's home because that's what the label says, home. So I've just got to make sure I've got that button as the right name. Yeah, it's BT home. So that should actually work. Let's double check the code. Stop. I've called the button, it's called BT home. On release, when I let go of the mouse button, it should go to and stop, and it should go to home, which is the first page of our movie. So let's see if that works. So genre, home, goes back here. So we can go back and forth. That's basically one of the fundamental skills of making this app, to be able to go to different sections of the app that we're going to make. In the next movie, I'm going to show you how to actually create a sound button, controlling sound. Okay, so that'll